Non-citizens getting voting cards in the last election? You betcha. I'm Brian Lilly with the Rebel.media. I have in my hand a document that should really worry anyone that is concerned about the validity of our electoral system. Is it sound? Are we open to abuse? And the answer is yes. And if we allow Mark Mayrand to have his way, we'll be open to even more abuse. In response to an order paper question filed by the Conservatives, Elections Canada had to reveal how many voter ID cards they sent out, how many were sent to people that were dead, how many people were sent to people that were non-citizens, how many couldn't be delivered, and so on. The numbers are quite staggering. In fact, 57,000 people who were not citizens were given a voter ID card. And if you listen to Mark Mayrand, this should be an acceptable form of identification. Just show it and you're allowed to vote. He wants this added back into the mix after the Conservatives did away with that. But let's go over some of the numbers in this. There were 25,826,230 voter ID cards that were sent out. Let's look at the big numbers that are problematic here. How many individuals received a card advised Elections Canada of incorrect information listed on the card? 509,397. How many were returned as undeliverable? 330,570. How many were sent out to people that were dead? 206,700. How many that were non-citizens? 57,500. Now, the deaths and the non-citizens is based on a sampling. That's their estimate. It could be higher, it could be lower. The truth is they don't know, but they've done some samples and they've extrapolated from that. You add up all of these different groups together though, and you get 1.1 million people, or 1.1 million voter identification cards sent out that had incorrect information, that couldn't be delivered, that were given to people that shouldn't have been getting them. That's a problem. When you have more than 4% of the voter ID cards going out with problematic information or going to the wrong people, and the man in charge of the electoral system says, use this as a piece of ID, that tells you that there's a real problem. We could have 57,000 people voting in the next election that aren't even citizens if you go by their logic and these numbers. And what does that work out to? 338 ridings, that's 170 non-citizens voting per riding if they were all distributed evenly, which they wouldn't be. I've looked and there were more than 5 ridings that were won or lost by less than that number of votes. So you could have a real impact just by getting people that aren't allowed to vote to the polls with their voter ID card and Mark Mayrand's new rules. Is that the type of electoral system that you want, or does this just shock the pants off of you? Hey, if you like what you saw, make sure you never miss a Rebel video again. Click subscribe or become a premium member to access members-only content.